Hello and welcome everybody to the brand new Shadow Raid system. We're going to jump into a Beldum that I have somewhat briskly walked to. By the way, I hope you're all good. I hope you all had a fantastic community day. The Beldum and Machop, Poliwag and Bellsprout are level 1 Shadow Raid bosses, and then level 3s, which seem to be plaguing my local area, are the Gen 2 mid-stage starters. So Bayleaf, Croconaw and Quilava, that's it. And then Shadow Shiny Sneasel potential. Right, into the Rocket Shadow Raid. Now, Beldum was one I've been chasing to get a good IV1 a long time. And as you can see, with a level 50 Reshiram, and it is actually Windy Boost, so a Windy Boosted potential Shadow Shiny Beldum. Don't even need to use Fusion Flare. Very easy, standard tier 1, I believe, to take down. The tier 3s would be a different story with the new mechanic. The main thing with these raids, which in my view, 627, has killed them before they've even got going, is the fact that the IV floor for Shadow Raids is 666 stats. Anyway, Shadow Shine potential, let's see. Not on raid number 1. We're going to have a little bit of a raid session today, I think. Easy catch, 1XL for it, and the stats, as you can see there, are pitiful. I know why they've done this, okay, and we worked it out last night. They actually spawned ahead of time. They spawned during the night. Shadow Raids, the reason they put them as 666 minimum stats is because otherwise it would be something like a 1 in 34 of getting a purified 100%er from a raid. So they've done this to make it more difficult to get a purified hundo. But by doing so, in my view, most people in the know are aware that Shadow Pokemon are vastly superior to their purified counterparts. I was going like, yes, I will grind Shadow Beldum and Shadow Machop to all hell, Shadow Shiny Mewtwo on the weekend coming, and now it's 666 stats at the bare minimum. I'm like, I don't really fancy burning IRL passes. I'm not sure I have the willpower to want to go and grind awful stat rocket raids and that sort of thing. Why would you not just grind the rocket stuff when they come back for free anyway? So that to me has annihilated the whole purpose of the mechanic. I've heard many woes of people from the land down under talking about getting in-person people to turn up. People are not interested. It's not done the exciting thing that Niantic thought it would do. And then apparently the purified gems are very iffy in their function. We do have a few more. I had to find this raid on Campfire. Let's load up Campfire and showcase the scenario that's currently around us. So this one's just spawned in. That's going to hatch in about an hour. But then if we scroll over to my local area, there's mostly tier 3s, as you can see. Mostly tier 3s. There's one there at 1104, which will wander slowly back to. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Have you had a go at these Shadow Raids, and has it brought back your local community like Niantic think it will? By the way, this event also brings about not only the end of the season practically, but also after about a month and a half, the second half of the Let's Go research. So we caught a Pokemon. This eventually rewards you with the one Master Ball that you're going to get. There will be more apparently available in the future, but that's probably in the very distant future. I would save it if I were you, but otherwise we're going to battle in some gyms and get an item that's invisible apparently. By the way, the way to get these new Shadow Shards is threefold apparently. You can defeat Rocket Grunts, which hopefully we'll demonstrate right now. Rocket Leaders will reward them, and also Shadow Raids. There we go, that's one. Stage 5 finally completed after a bit of catching, a bit of evolving X, Y, Z. So a bit of Stardust, some potions that are going to be thrown away, some more dust, some revives that are definitely going to be thrown away, and an encounter with... it has a shiny potential. Now, let's see what that question mark's going to be, shall we? Oh, you've received... okay, I didn't know it was going to actually happen this quickly. You've received a Master Ball, so you get this funky animation with this chamber. Now, you do get more than one, but at the moment, we're stuck with one. This is the very best Pokeball with the ultimate level of performance. I've seen somebody use this, it gets a lovely animation, but they used it on a Rowlet. So, rest in peace, whoever used their Master Ball on a Rowlet that wasn't even that decent stats, but thanks very much, Professor Willow. You've already wasted my life, and we waited an entire season for basically 1 page of research. I thought it'd be more of a challenge to get the Master Ball. I want to see what that's going to be, because actually in my item bag, I don't know I did this, you've already got a purified gem. Once you collect 4 Shadow Shards, it automatically purifies them into a gem. Shadow Cacnea caught, and we should not evolve it, but... oh, God's sake. It's a Poliwag. This, okay, look, we've got the Shadow Shards. Here is the animation of a purified gem through the Shadow Shard Refiner. Great, thanks very much, Professor Willie. You can tap it, put it in a raid, we'll look at it a little bit more in depth, but this is why in-person raiding is so long and tiresome. It's taken an hour for this to hatch. It's the first level 1 in this local area, and it's a Poliwag that I don't want to do. And now I have to sit around and wait for more raids to spawn. And somebody is actually at Town Hall having a bash. You can see there, the one person in the lobby. Seriously, this is why Niantic, this is why in-person raiding sucks. Because you can sit around for ages and wait. You can wait all day and not see a raid boss that you want to do. Seriously, I don't want a Shadow Bayleaf. I don't want a Shadow Crocnor. The other 2 tier 3s have, 30 minutes to hatch. And the Shadow Poliwag, We're going to have a stab at a Crocnor tier 3 Shadow, and I saw that this person was trying to actually do it again, so I thought I'd wander up and lend an assist. We're going to run with Mega Sceptile, and I want to see how this Shadow Purified Gem thing is going to work, because these tier 3 bosses become enraged apparently and increase their attack and defense stats. How you're meant to use these Purified Gems I hope appears to me at some point, but look, Ice Punch is going to be double effective against my Mega, which is not good. I think, there you go, so it's now enraged. I think when you get to about 50 or 60% health, so use a Purified Gem, and it's kind of done nothing. Look, it's done nothing. You just wasted a Purified Gem. Both my Purified Gems I've spent over an hour collecting, and it's done nothing. Can I use another one? Hello, can I use another one? Okay, I put it down. It's that 2 or 3 I put down. It's stuck. Is it working? I have no idea. It's still enraged. Like, the Purified Gems are going to take a little time to work to get, because you have to do 4 Rocket Grunts and or a leader or a raid, and then if you just put them on the raid boss and it doesn't do anything, what's the point? Well, at 50% it's really slowed down now with this enraged mode. Thankfully I've got level 50 counters that are good, but if you were on this raid on your own as a lower level player, you'd be stuffed. You would be really, really stuffed. In fact, I think we might be stuffed. Come on, get us into the red. Jesus Christ. I have no more Purified Gems to offer. This is the problem. If somebody else doesn't have it, and I don't know where this person is, they could very well be in the council building actually at work. I have no idea. We will get, hopefully, this raid done. If we fail a Crocnor tier 3, I will never live this down. I'm sorry. And I will not be doing tier 3s unless they're Sneasel again. Like, Sneasel's got a double weakness at least. But like, it's returned to its normal state at some point. I completely missed that, but nothing to do with the Purified Gems. Tier 3 complete, but that was a bit of a fight. And now you're going to get like a 6, 12, 14 stats Crocnor or something. So thanks very much, Rocket Grunt. We got some rewards. We'll catch it. Shadow Crocnor. I mean, the Shadow Free Alligator, if you get a good one, is somewhat of a glassy DPS water type attacker. So they're not the worst selection. There are many better things to use your raid pass on, including leaving it in your bag, your item bag. So I was almost bob on, wasn't I? Didn't I say like a 7, 12, 14, and we've got a 6, 13, 13 stat? It's going to be thrown away. I have rapidly lost the will to live today. We've got 2 Quilava, a Bayleaf, the Poliwag that's going to disappear, and hopefully, I'm really having my fingers crossed that 1205 tier 3 is going to be a Sneasel, because even the normal raids, there's 1 Tapu Fini. This is why in-person raiding, as I said, doesn't work, because you don't get what you're searching for. You are so at the whim of what the bloody bot game system decides to throw in your direction, and more than likely 95% of the time it's going to be something you don't want to do. This is the current scenario. Is there anything dotted around West Ealing? There's a Bellsprout. Fantastic. Poliwag is the one that hatched at Grosvenor. Just Gunnersbury. There was a Machop all the way down at Gunnersbury, and Niantic wonder why people don't do in-person raids or didn't do in-person raids. It's because the caliber and quality is pathetic. Well, at long last, a Sneasel has actually appeared at one of these 3-star raids. We've been collecting quite a few gems because the leaders do give you 3 shards each, which is quite cool. Right, now we should see if these Purified Gems are going to become available at some point. So once you get below sort of 70 or 50% health, then it becomes enraged. It's an interesting mechanic boost, but There you go, it's enraged with a little bit of an effect around it. Now, great. Does it matter if we need to bother utilising the gems or not? I think 5 of us should be enough, which gives me hope for Mewtwo. Like, if we've got like 10 people in the lobby, if you've got fewer people, you will need to utilise them to subdue it. Down it goes. Now, I never got this Shadow Shiny, and I got 1087. Ka-ching, not Shadow Shiny, unfortunately. Right, caught with ease, but it's 6, 7, 11 stats. Machop is going to be the final boss that we do on this video because the raids have just stopped really spawning. 724. Shadow Hunt though would be fabulous to have, of course. So, not a shiny, does have shiny potential. We did rather well when it was first introduced as a Shadow Shiny. We managed to get 3 or 4 in the first day or 2, which was nuts. As we finish up this raid, let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings on this new Shadow Raid mechanic, and it's a 96. Oh my god, we were so close. We can't TM Frustration off of it. It's equal to the best Machops I've had in the past, so as I said, let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings of the new Shadow Raid mechanic. Are you interested? Is it going to get you out raiding in person more often? Or are you a bit like me and thinking like, really, I don't actually care too much, to be honest. The other thing actually, because it's a local raid only, you can't do private lobbies. So that's just another thing to bear in mind. I don't know, I'm waiting to see what the Shadow Mewtwo raid weekend is going to be like. If they're not spawning very regularly, it's going to put a whole downer on that weekend. And also, 666 IV floor, that is the nail in the coffin for these raids for me, personally. If it was 10, 10, 10, I'd be far more inclined to go and chain raid them. But as it is, 666 Shadow to me, I'm not going to power it up. I'm not going to purify it to an 888 IV bloody purified mon. I'm going to wrap up the little video here and now. So smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. I would appreciate the support, and of course thank you to everybody who is a Patreon member on the rolling credits there. I wouldn't be able to do the content, the live streams, the travel, etc. without those wonderful people taking the support up to the next level. Genuinely, thank you very much indeed, peeps. We've already sort of rattled through what the order of service is going to be for this week, but we've got Skorupi Spotlight Hour, we'll be live streaming that. We've got Regigigas Raid Hour, we'll be live streaming that. And I was genuinely planning on being absolutely out and about, smashing these Shadow Raids, but the whole ethos for me has just been killed by the scarcity, the IV floor, and a few other factors. And it's just like, that Shadow Raid thing, it was supposed to be hype and everything, and I am very, very much let down, to be honest, about it. So that's just my personal opinion. You may differ in your view, which you're perfectly welcome to. So we'll be back out proper next live. Will probably be on Sunday evening once we've done Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, a big Mewtwo raid sesh for the Shadow Shiny. I'm just praying to get a good IV one, because Shadow Legendaries for me have been an absolute crux of the game. They have been horrendous IV all the time. So until the next time, I'll say, do take care.